I almost did an audition for this TED Talk. I sat there with the application open for a few days, overthinking every single thing. What if I'm not good enough? What if they reject me? What if I embarrass myself up here? But then I remember something my mom always tells me. Todo pasa por algo. Everything happens for a reason. And so it got me thinking, what if I'm meant to be up here? No matter what if someone needs to hear this? So here I am, terrified, but here. And so, back in 2021, I moved from Ecuador to the United States. At just 13, I left everything behind. My whole life, my friends, my family. But what hit me most was leaving my friends. I left them completely behind. Although I had grown up with them since I was little, I forgot that they could always be with me. And so, as much as I love them, I was still connected with them. Besides everything that's happened, I still believe that I moved for a reason. Despite I be forgetting stuff or remembering that I needed to go a different way, everything happened for a reason. And so questions ran through my head. What if I never left Ecuador? What if I had stayed? What if? And see, those what ifs, they consumed me. They paralyzed me, which made my 8th grade year here pretty rough. I used to live under a hood. Every single day, hood up, despite California's heat. And looking back, I probably look ridiculous. Who would be wearing their hood in California's heat, sweating through their hoodie? But that was me. I used to eat lunch alone in the library by myself, stare at the clock, waiting for my dad to pick me up. And for the longest time, I was stuck on what I had lost, that I couldn't see what was in front of me. Until one day, a friend from my science class came up to me. Complete strangers, he started talking to me, and we sparked a friendship that I didn't know it was real. But as the days went on, he introduced me to his friends. They took me under their wing, and they made me feel welcome. That science class became the cornerstone for everything that I've become. And it got me thinking, what if I was supposed to be here? What if I was supposed to be in that science class? What if I was meant to meet these people? And so freshman year came by. Everything was pretty good. I was still adjusting, and I had my friends, and I made some new ones. And then sophomore year came by. A year that was pretty rough for me, personal. I went through something incredibly difficult, which made me realize that I wasn't being myself. I was being a version of myself that someone else wanted me to. And someone could look at that and ask me, how can you find meaning in something so painful? And honestly, I can go forever asking myself why it happened to me, regretting it, or I can choose to find the meaning in it. And then junior year came by, which I made it my redemption year. I was tired of just playing it safe, tired of just existing, and I wanted to be this new version of myself. Because that sophomore year taught me that the difference between losing yourself and finding yourself, the difference between being who you want to be compared to who others want to be. So junior year, my redemption year, I started doing what I wanted. I started playing soccer, a sport that I always loved but never thought I could actually get into. And although I may not be good, I still give it my all. I was lucky enough to attend the California Association of Student Councils, CASC, where I went to conferences up in Sacramento and met with delegates across all of California, complete strangers who I got really close with. And then, last summer, I was able to attend RILA. Camp RILA was a leadership camp that I was invited to. There, I made connections with so many people because I decided to step out of my comfort zone and be vulnerable, be this version of myself that I wanted to be. And then, senior year. I'm involved in everything I want to be, sports, activities, and I'm doing what I like. And I can say that I'm happier since I moved. And maybe my mom was right. Everything really does happen for a reason. I moved and I grew. I was uncomfortable and I found myself. I stepped out of my comfort zone and I became the person standing here today. And as hard as it is sometimes to accept, I'm finally moving on from Ecuador. I have them in my mind always. I go back and visit, and I always have them with me. But the only reason I can still think about them is that I can choose to believe that every closed door pushed me to an open one. That every rough moment taught me a lesson. No matter if you mess up or if you improvise, you can always keep going. And so maybe I ask myself now, what if this is exactly where I'm supposed to be? Even if I'm messing up, everything happens for a reason. You just have to keep going long enough to see why it is. Thank you.